gentlemen, we have called you together to inform you that we are going to overthrow the United States government. You still think that jet fuel brought down the World Trade Center?
All the different preparations, not just in the United States, but also in Europe, for what you would call martial law, basically. They tell you, oh, England is so great, we're going to have health care like they have. And you're like, it's absolutely hellish. Do you know anything about it? I mean, 2 year and a half waiting lines for basic surgeries, people dying en masse. I mean, I can show you C-SPAN, their own parliament, admitting it. They're like, no, you're a liar, you're a right-winger. They're using government force through the EU and the national security state in the United States and England to set up a planetary corporate government that openly says your family and your future is serfdom, if you're lucky. So if people don't get smart and get wise to how the real world works, we don't have a future, ladies and gentlemen. This is the robber barons over 100 years ago saying we want to take over completely. And they were being defeated at that time. People were waking up to them. And so they developed all the different programs you see today to domesticate you. They take the middle class's money, give it to the poor people, domesticate them, grow the number of poor people, dumb them down, and then use them to become the bureaucratic force to then take the rest of the wealth of what's left, while the globalists exempt themselves from all the taxes and all the regulations. They think the public is so stupid that they go on the news, CNN, ABC, you name it, and say, Warren Buffett doesn't pay many taxes. Hey, his secretary pays a higher percentage, which is all true because Warren Buffett helped write the laws in the 80s and 90s to do it. Bill Clinton got rid of Glass-Steagall to allow all this to take place. And then Bush continued it, and then Obama continued it. This has all been charted out, and you sit here and you talk to adults, and they have no idea how the world really works. It's so frightening. I don't get some uppity feeling whenever I talk to executives and people, and they're ignorant. It scares me. Because if little Alex Jones knows more than most people, even people worth billions of dollars I've had a chance to meet, my God, we're in trouble. That's all I can tell you, because the way the world works is right there, ladies and gentlemen. You got special interest running big government to domesticate society and shut down their competition, period. And if Republicans don't get that through their brains, there goes all the prosperity and there goes the freedom. People ask, who do I work for? Who am I with? What do I stand for? I talk to so many bureaucrats, so many spies, so many agents, so many corporate people, and they say, who do you really work for? You couldn't have done this on your own. Where did you come from? And I always tell them, don't you understand there's some people in this world who don't have to go work through some system to become successful. They become successful because they have ideas that are popular and ideas that make sense. When I come back, I'm going to get into Mitt Romney and this so-called scandal. And I'm not bragging about myself here. When you're in a lie, that's all you see. When you've got your head in a bag, all you see is the bag. Pull the bag off. Take the blinders off. Get out of the box. Come out of the cave. Come out of the matrix. Take the red pill. Whatever the analogy is, it's all right there. The elite think you're so stupid, they admit all this in white papers. Read Tragedy and Hope. It's at Infowars.com. All right, Mitt Romney, funded by Goldman Sachs, J.P. Morgan, the same people financing Obama, who themselves capitalized, J.P. Morgan especially, off of running the National Food Stamp Program, and who promote and lobby in government for more dependency. He told the truth privately. You know, I wish Mitt Romney would say stuff like this publicly, that you got 47% of people dependent on the government. And they've shipped our jobs to China. They've put regulations on us to shut things down, to make it harder. And there are a lot of people with disabilities and problems and multi-generational welfare where I understand you're dependent now. I'm not even saying you're a bad person. But the truth is you've been made to be domesticated, just like a domesticated, dog. If you throw it out with coyotes, they're going to kill it and eat it. And now we are here to the point as a society where it's bad to say, hey, we don't want everybody dependent. And that's a dangerous thing. When upwards of 50% become dependent, they will vote in a democracy to take everything the other people have. That's why Benjamin Franklin said that democracy is two wolves and a sheep voting on what's for dinner. A republic is completely different. You have absolute right to life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, to your family, to your private property, to your body. And just because somebody else, if 51% vote to make you go work Sundays in work brigades, digging ditches, or serving mint juleps to the elite at their plantation, you don't have to do that. If 51% votes that you've got to join their religion, whether it be Catholicism, mainline Protestantism, Jewish religion, Islam, animism, whatever the case is, or atheism. 51% say we're an atheist country now, we're going to put you in prison. The other 49% if you don't serve us. In a republic, you have a Bill of Rights, a Constitution, that are the rules of the road that you cannot violate. And it's come out with the IRS whistleblowers. It's all come out that right here in Austin, they issue millions of fake tax ID numbers that the banks just accept if you're an illegal alien. It's totally discriminatory. You walk in Bank of America, Wells Fargo, anywhere, you're an illegal alien, you get whatever you want. But you're a citizen, they treat you like crap and charge you to even have your money in their bank. Oh, yeah, I can't find banks out there that don't charge me, to even business accounts that don't charge you, because the money's crud. The banks have got all of our money they want, unlimited. They just use money as a way to manipulate society. They have unlimited. And they have pretty much gotten their major beachhead in of dumbing the population down and getting 47% on the dole. And you've got even mainline Republicans coming out against Romney because now it's time, with him playing the part, I'm not saying even consciously, for him to be the titular head, the punching bag, to say, hey, you don't say it's wrong to have 47% totally dependent. And it's game over. They will vote to take our guns. They will vote to take your children. They will vote, as Rahm Emanuel, as the White House Chief of Staff said on C-SPAN, we're going to put you in forced work brigades. High school is going to become work brigades. They said we're going to make you do national service in the new National Corps domestically, a group just as big and just as strong as the military. I mean, it's a total conversion to like some type of Soviet model with a bunch of offshore banks running it and sucking all the money and profit out. All over Texas where I live, but it's nationwide, every town is falling to Agenda 21 right now. They're rolling in with HUD money and UN money, throw nonviolent offenders away, but release violent offenders. They're building new prisons everywhere. They've got a guarantee to keep them at 90% occupancy. And they've got factories built onto them. Repairing electronics, doing customer service. It's not just furniture and license plates. And it's what's shutting all the towns down around them. You think Walmart shuts your businesses down? What about a prison? I mean, that's all this is the government or a bunch of spiders that run out and grab us and drag us off in the dark. And I, for one, am done with it. And we've got a bunch of dependent, snot-nosed scum that serve these foreign banks at every level, from the welfare to the corporate welfare to the defense contractors to the police to the bureaucrats to all of you, who see us as the enemy. And I'm just so tired of it. I'm just so tired of being around it. I'm so tired of seeing it. I'm so tired of stupid people. I'm so tired of dumbed-down people. I'm so tired of nobodies in their bureaucrat outfits with their clipboards or their uniforms that want you to know they got power. They want you to know you're trash. They want you to know you're their food. And I'm not your chew toy. I'm not your food. I believe in 1776. I know what our forebears went through. And let me tell you something. We're going through something a lot worse right now, and it's going to get a lot worse. And I want to tell all the bureaucrats and servants something. Your masters are going to implode everything. They're going to take your pension funds. Your good times are going to end. But you won't care because all you care about is your petty power. I understand that. And your masters know that too because you're cowards. You're going to go along with everything that happens in this country. The re-education camps, everything. You're going to love it because you are scum of the earth. Now, I know there are a lot of good people that work for the system and the bureaucracy and the corporate system and all the rest of it. But I'm talking to those out there that enjoy it and are proud of it. It's one thing if you work in the system and you know it's broken, you know it's dangerous, and you know it's bad. But if you think it's all cute and funny and you're dumbed down to the point or were hired as a bureaucrat because you got a 85 IQ and you just enjoy having power over people, listen, moron. This isn't what America or freedom was built on. Let's go to the Romney clip. Here's Romney, Mother Jones, Jimmy Carter's grandson, reportedly filmed this and got it out. Going in to pay the thousands of dollars to be in the Mitt Romney meeting to say what those business owners, those car dealership and restaurant owners and local bank chairmen and authors and inventors, that's who goes. Engineers, that's who goes and pays $5, $10, $15, $20,000 to sit there at different meetings with Mitt Romney. And then when Mitt Romney gets in there and they say no filming, it's so they can close the door at the fancy hotel and Mitt Romney can say, I know you're concerned about the fact that you understand that when 50+% of people are on the dole, they're going to take over society and you're going to be robbed. And don't worry, I want to represent you. Well, even if he wanted to represent you, he's not going to be allowed to represent you. Because the mega banks he works for want to get rid of you. And middle class, you better get that. You're not going to save America and prosperity and freedom and what we've built that's made all these lazy people be able to sit there on their hind ends all day. We're not going to be able to continue any of this if you don't get religion. And by get religion, if you don't figure out just how much trouble we're in. But the fact that the media is trying to go after Mitt Romney for saying 47% are dependent, so they're going to vote for the dependency party, that's saying it's wrong to tell the truth. Here's the clip.
There are 47% of the people who will vote for the president no matter what. All right, there are 47% who are with him, who are dependent upon government, who believe that they are victims, who believe that government has a responsibility to care for them, who believe that they're entitled to health care, to food, to housing, to you name it. But it's an entitlement, and government should give it to them. And they will vote for this president no matter what. And I mean, the president starts off with 48, 49, 40, he starts off with a huge number. These are people who pay no income tax. 47% of Americans pay no income tax. So our message of low taxes doesn't connect. And he'll be out there talking about tax cuts for the rich. I mean, that's what they sell every 4 years. And so my job is not to worry about those people. I'll never convince them. They should take personal responsibility and care for their lives. What I have to do is convince the 5 to 10% in the Senate that are independent, that are thoughtful, that look at voting one way or the other, depending upon, in some cases, emotion, whether they like the guy or not.
And Mother Jones first put that video out, and they're very, very proud of themselves. Now, again, when you're looking at what Mitt Romney said, it's not entirely true. People that either don't make enough to pay income tax, you're still paying 10% or so for FICA. You're never going to get that Social Security and the other little fees and things. Your employer is having to match that, so that's money you would have gotten. So whatever your employer is paying you, you're actually paid a higher rate. It's just extra money goes to the government. Also, the income taxes on business, state income taxes, all the rest of it, that gets passed on in the cost of products. So all of you out there that think, oh, you're getting a free ride, you're not really getting a free ride. And by the way, once they have you vote liberty and freedom out of the country, once they get enough people domesticated, they always implode things after, let the giant horde basically be involved in the takeover of society. And then you all get shut down and put in work camps. So, you know, the welfare state is going to be coming to an end very, very soon. Because the bankers are just in the process of destroying this country. Then they'll just move on. That's what the globalists do, because it's about power, it's about domination, it's about control. We'll give you some geopolitical news and economic news on the other side. Stay with us.